Hello, everybody. My name is Kamara, and today we're going to be reviewing our 12th installment of the third season of the Backyardigans. Season 3, Episode 12, Match on Mount Olympus. Now, in this episode, Pablo and Tyrone, the weatherman and sportcaster on an ancient Greece news station, forecast sunny weather that is perfect for playing basketball. They are just about to start playing when it starts to rain. They decide to climb Mount Olympus to ask Tasha, the evil goddess of weather, for sunshine. Along the way, they meet and befriend the grumpy goddess of naps, Uniqua, and the grumpy god of laughter, Austin. They challenge Tasha to a game of basketball that will determine whether or not it will continue raining. Now, this episode, I will say, on rewatch wise, I really love it. But as a kid, it's on the same level as my review of Fly Girl. As you know, I don't like, I don't like characters screaming. I don't like characters being chased. And this episode had those things. It's on the same level as Fly Girl. And I'm gonna be serious with y'all. I tried when I was younger, I tried to watch this episode on 2 occasions, but I could never finish them. The first occasion, everything was going good, but then when Austin came around, and started doing his thing to make Pablo laugh and started chasing him, and I will admit now it's kind of funny, especially that moment where he popped out of the clouds, and then Pablo was like, it's like whoa, yikes. I will say that's pretty funny, but as a kid, no, I didn't like it, and my grandmother, she had changed the channel, especially when Pablo was at the edge. I really thought he was gonna jump when I was younger, but thank God he didn't. But then I was able to rewatch it again. And this time when it came over to Uniqua, I tried, I was able to watch it until along with Uniqua's part. I will say hers was still kind of scary as a kid, but not as much as Austin. But Tasha's was I feel like I say quote unquote scarring, but Tasha's one was just like, this episode as a kid, it just made me cover my ears a lot, because it just, the lightning and stuff, especially Tasha, because she was just like doing like a lot of screaming and stuff. It was a lot for me. It was a lot I can handle, and especially like that scene where where they were playing with the basketball, and then Tyrone and Pablo, as a kid, I swear I was hyperventilating when the ball like dropped on them, because I was scared. I was so scared. I thought my favorite characters got squished, and I'm like, oh my God, are they okay? Are they okay? But like, thank God they both have the strength to pick up that basketball. And also that scene as a kid, where they fall through the clouds, that also scared me, because I hated characters falling from high places. I hated that. So yeah, this episode as a kid, it's on the same level as Fly Girl, It's on the same level as Fly Girl, but Fly Girl, I wasn't able to watch Fly Girl all the way through, only one time. And then once I got to watch Fly Girl again, I watched the whole thing. But with this episode, I have to watch it on 2 occasions. And then when I finally got old enough, I would say about like 7 or 8 years old, because I was pretty sensitive. And like, with me, I would do my best. I'm one of those kids that, like, if I know something scares me on TV or a certain episode, I will do my very best to avoid it at all times, to the point where, heck, even that thing I was scared of, I would completely forget I was scared of it, and then when I go back to watch that episode, I'm like, have I watched this one? And then once the memories start going back to me, I was like, oh yeah, I did watch it. I was scared of it. That's why I didn't go back and watch it. So, yeah. But on rewatch wise, I will say this episode was really fun. It was samba music, and I love samba music. It's really, really fun. It was really fun, and I love the dynamic between Pablo and Tyrone. It was really nice, especially when they're playing the basketball with each other. It's just so cute. I don't know why, but their little cute little dynamic in this episode, I kind of got Tommy and Chucky vibes from Rugrats, because one character is blue. Well, I mean, they're both humans, Tommy and Chucky. One character is blue, one character is orange, and the one who's a little bit like nervous, like Tyrone, he says, I don't want no trouble. I don't want no trouble with them. I feel like that's kind of like Chucky, because like he's always shy. He's like, Tommy, do you think this is a good idea? Like, and then Tommy and Pablo, they're like the confident ones. They're like, come on, I'm sure we can do it. I'm sure we'll be fine. Tommy's a baby's got to do what a baby's got to do. I kind of got those vibes from this episode, and the songs were very, very fun, especially "It's a Sunny Day." Like, I always play that song. I actually make it tradition for me to play that song as soon as I get out of school for summer, because I don't know, I listen to that song three times straight on whenever I'm officially on like summer break from school. So yeah, you can bet I'm gonna be playing this episode when my spring break my summer break comes around. Yeah, and I guess we can sing the song right now because it's Memorial Day and it is a sunny day. At the time I'm recording this, it is Memorial Day. So yes, but yeah, and I love Tasha in this. I know I said Tasha was scary, but and I'm kind of scared because she was a little bit. When I was younger, like 9 or 10, I thought of Tasha being this as like this is Tasha's quote unquote bad role, but honestly, the Wikipedia, the fandom of the synopsis of this episode, they call her evil, and let's just really identify the word evil. I'm sorry, I'm turning this into a whole. I'm sorry, but evil is somebody who doesn't care, would hurt somebody. That's evil. That's evil. And I know Tasha haters will be like, "Oh no, they did hurt her. They did hurt them. They she had the ball. She had the ball thrown on her. Yes, it was her ball. Yes, it was her ball. But I'm pretty sure she wouldn't mean to. That's not evil. And besides, if she really was evil, don't you think she wouldn't want to change the thing in the end? Like, I can't really blame the Tasha haters in this one, because the synopsis says evil. The synopsis of this episode says evil. Not the fandom, not the fans who hate Tasha. So like, I wouldn't want to say she's evil, because she does control weather, and I feel like somebody who controls weather is not evil. In fact, I feel like it's doing that's their job. Somebody who's doing their job, and it's a hard job. I don't want to call them evil, because they're not evil. They're doing their job. I hate thinking my girl like this. Like, my girl is not evil. She's not evil. Like, goodness. I feel like if I hear somebody else complain about my girl being a bad character one more time, I feel like I'm gonna snap, and it's not gonna be pretty. Okay. I'm sorry. Austin, I will say, the Austin and Uniqua moments were they were pretty fun too, especially that part where Austin was like, "I, God of laughter, command you to laugh until milk comes out of your nose," and then he boops Pablo on his beak. That was really, really funny. And then Unique's moments were pretty funny, because I feel like her moments when she was like sleeping on her thing was like so relatable. When she was like, "Who disturbs my nap?" I swear I used that thing I used that saying one time. I don't know where, but I was sleeping. Yeah, I remember. I was pretending to sleep, and then I heard, I think it was my mom. She had walked into the room. I heard her footsteps, and I heard her trying to tiptoe because she knows that, like, anybody who tries to walk in my room, I will wake up easily, because I went through this phase when I was a pretty light sleeper, and nowadays I'm a pretty heavy sleeper. And then I was pretending to be asleep because I had just woke up before she came into the room, and then I was like, who disturbs my nap? And that was pretty funny. And Tasha, now that I'm older now, I will say, Tasha, she was slay. I will say now, Tasha, now that I'm older now, and now this episode does no longer scare me, Tasha slay. Tasha is slay. Tasha slay. She is most defo slay. So oh, and I also love the outfits in this episode. I do. I really, really do. And also, that scene where Pablo and Tyrone, they're like hanging upside down. They poke their heads to the clouds, and then they were like, it's raining down here, but it's sunny up here. And that scene as a kid, that was just really trippy to me. That was really trippy. That was just really, really trippy. Because, like, the way they were positioned, it's like they were, like, floating among the clouds. But it's hard to explain. But if you've seen the episode, you know what I'm talking about. But, yeah. This episode was fun. Though it did scare me a lot as a kid. I will say this episode was really, really, really fun. And as basketball being my favorite sport, I want to give it a good rating. I want to give it a good rating. I'll give it an 8.5. It was really good, but the trauma just really stuck with me. Not as much as Fly Girl did. But this one in particular just it was just pretty. It was pretty hard for me. But don't worry, this episode was still good. I love this episode, and it was a good episode. I promise. And oh wait, I forgot to mention, I also love the song I'm busy, so busy, and it's got me in a tizzy. I always sing that song whenever I'm doing something. So, yes, this episode was very, very fun. I love it. And it's getting an 8.5 from me. Now, stay tuned to our next episode, which I'm telling you, I'm going to be real with y'all. This next episode, I feel like as a kid, I fever dreamed it, because I'm not saying the concept of the episode was like a fever dream to me. I mean the visuals. You'll see what I mean next episode. So, tune in to our next episode as we will be reviewing Season 3, Episode 13, The Great Dolphin Race. See you all next time. Sorry, one more thing to add. I also love that little scene at the end where they're going back for a snack, and then they're like, Pablo's like, come to my house, we have baklava. And then Unique was like, what's baklava? And she didn't even get a firm answer, so like that was just really funny, but I thought I'd add that at the end. I'm sorry.